He donated severe causes. He raised money for donating a statue into every park. In every park. You got to know many Super's personality. He got to know. Got to know. Got to know. He would install a pawn with a direct line with the gates being in fire line. In case of emergency. He loved it, showed it off to everyone. Showed it off. Showed it off. Show it off. Showed it off. Showed it off to everyone. Showed it. He loved it. He loved it. He loved it. Showed it off to everyone. He was heartbroken when the world. When you were all forced to go underground. Father believed the world would be more dangerous without you. Father believed the world would be more dangerous without you. Father believed the world would be. The father believed the world would be. The father believed the world would be more dangerous without you. Would become more dangerous. But father believed the world would be the world. Father believed the world would become more dangerous without you. Father believed the world more. Father believed the world would become more dangerous without you. Father believed the world would more become. Father believed the world would more. Father believed the world become more dangerous without you. Father believed the world would more. Father believed the world become more dangerous. Father believed the world would. Father believed the world became dangerous. Would become more dangerous. Father believed the world would become more dangerous without you. Father believed the world would become more dangerous without you. He didn't know how right it was. He didn't know how right he was. He didn't know how he didn't know how he right is. He didn't know how right he was. He didn't know how right he was. He didn't know how right he was. There's breaking. My father called Gajamin, the direct line. No answer. He called fire line. No answers. Superiors had just been made illegal. Superiors had just been made illegal. Superiors had just been made illegal. It's been made illegal. Superiors had just 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 been made illegal. The lovers discover him on the phone. The lovers, the lovers discovered, the lover discovered him on the phone. 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 The lover, lovers, the lovers, robbers, robbers, the lovers discovered him on the phone and shot him. So it must have been hard, especially for mother. She died 4 minutes later. Hot heartbreak. If superiors, if superiors had not been forced on drown, it never would be happened. Would have happened. It never would have happened. It would have happened. Or dad couldn't take mom to the asylum as soon as he knew. We are not going into the right now. The point is, nobody expected us to be able to actually run dad's company. But with Evelyn as designer and myself as operator, we threw ourselves into building Evertech into what it is today, a world-class telecommunication company. Bigger than ever. Perfectly positioned to make. Bigger than ever. Must have been hard. I disagree strongly, but you're not going into it right now. Let me ask you something. What is the main reason you are all forced on from? Bigger than ever. Perfectly positioned to make some wrong thing right. Hence this meeting. Positioned. Perfectly bigger than ever. Perfectly positioned to make some wrong thing right. Hence this meeting. Bigger than ever. Perfectly positioned to make wrong right. Make some wrong thing right. Perfectly positioned. Perfectly positioned to make something wrong right. Something wrong to right. Something wrong. Some wrong thing right. Some wrong thing right. You're the perfectly positioned to make some wrong thing right. Hence this meeting. Let me ask you something. What's the main reason you all the booster underground? Ignorance. Perception. Ignorance. Perception. Take today for example within the mind. Difficult situation. You are faced with a lot of hard decisions. Tell me about it. I can't. Because I didn't see it. Neither did anyone else. So when you fight bad guys, because I didn't see it. Neither did anyone else. So when you fight bad guys like today, people don't see the fight or what led up to it. People don't see the fight. People don't see the fight or what led up to it. What led up to it. What led up to it. People don't see the fight or what led up to it. What led up to it. People don't see the fight. People don't see the fight or what led up to it. They see what politicians tell them to see. They see destruction and they see you. So if we wanna change people, they see destruction and they see you. If we wanna change people, if we wanna change people, if we wanna change people's perception about superhero, people's perceptions about superheroes, we need you to share your perception. We need you to share your perception with the world. How do we do that? 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 With the camera, how do we do that? 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 With cameras. With cameras. You need you to share your perception with the world. We embed tiny camera like this. We embed tiny cameras. We embed tiny cameras like this into your super suit. Wow, small, and the picture is outstanding. Thanks. Signed them myself. If you got resource robust, worldwide connection, and very important, insurance. Insurance is key. All we need now are the suspects. Cheapest superior are the cheapest superior. We can resource robust worldwide connection and the important insurance. Insurance is key. All we need now are the superest. All we need now are superior. Are the superiors. All we need now are the superiors. It needs you three. It needs you three. It needs you. It needs you. It needs you three. Come on. Help me make all supers later again. legal again. Help me make all supers legal again. This sounds great. Let's get this going. Let's get this going. What's my first assignment? That enthusiasm is golden. Now hold on to it. But for the first move, well, Alaska is our best play. Better than me. I mean, she's good. Really, credit to her. A credit to her. You know. With great respect. It's not that. Let's not test the whole. Ensure we'll favor everything I do. In the first go round, okay? When the first go round, okay? Wait with me. You're saying what? I'm messy? Evelyn did a cost-benefit analysis. I'm hearing all the last 5. Evelyn did a cost-benefit analysis, confronting all your last 5 years of crime fighting. Before going underground, and Elastigirl numbers are self-explanatory. Well, it's not fair. It's not a fair comparison. It's not a fair comparison. Well, it's not a fair comparison. Heavyweight problems need heavyweight solution. Of course, we gotta solve all kind of problems together. After perfect lunch with Elastigal. What I say? I don't know. He donated super causes. He raised money. He got to know many supers personally. He got to know many supers personally. Even installed a phone with direct line with Gazer beam and Fironic. Anyway, in case of emergency, I loved it. Showed it off to everyone. Showed it off to everyone. He was heartbroken when you were all forced to go underground. He was heartbroken when you were all forced to go underground. Father believed the world would become more dangerous without you. He didn't know how right he was. There's breaking. My father called Gazobi. The direct line. No answer. He called Fironic. No answer. Troopers had just been made illegal. The lover discovered him on the phone and shot him. So it must been hard. Must be. It must have been hard. It must be. Must must been hard. It must been hard, especially for mother. He died for he died a few months later. She died. She died a few months later. Heartbreak. If superiors had not been forced underground, superiors had not been superiors had not been forced. If superiors had not been forced underground, if superiors had not been forced underground, if superiors had not been forced, if superheroes, if superheroes, if superhero, if superheroes had not been, if superhero had not been forced underground, it never would have, it never would be, would have happened. It never would have happened. Would have happened. It never would have happened. If superiors had not been forced to, if superiors had not been forced underground, it never would have happened. It never would happen. Or dad could have taken mom to the safe room, or dad could have taken mom to the safe room, or dad could have taken mother, or dad could have taken, mother to the safe room, or dad could have taken mom, or dad could have taken mom to the safe room as soon as or that could have happened, or that it could have taken her, or that could have taken mom, or dad could have taken mom to the safe room as soon as he knew there was. There was trouble. As soon as he knew there was trouble, or dad could have taken her, or dad could have taken mom to the safe room as soon as he knew there was trouble. I disagree strongly, but we are not going to right now. But we are not going into it right now. But we're not going into it right now. but we're not going into it right now. But we are not going into it right now. But we're but we're not going to it. But we are not going to it right now. The point is, nobody expects us to be able to actually learn that company. Nobody expected us to be able to actually learn that company, but with labeling as designer and myself as operator, we threw ourselves into building DevTech into what it is today. The point is, nobody expects us to be able to actually run this company, but with Evelyn as designer and myself as an operator, we threw ourselves into the building. DevTech into what through nobody expected us. Point is, nobody expects us to be able to actually learn that company, learn run that company. But we are with Evelyn as designer and myself as operator, we threw ourselves into building DevTech into what it is today. The point is, nobody expects us. The point is, nobody expects us to learn. But the point is, nobody expects us to be able to actually to be able to actually learn that company. The point is, nobody expects us. The point is, nobody expects us to be able to actually learn that company. But with Evelyn as a designer and myself as an operator, we threw ourselves into the building DevTech, into what it is today. The point is, nobody expects us to be able to actually learn that company. The point is, nobody expected us. The point is, nobody expected us to be able to actually learn. The point is, nobody expects us to be able to actually learn that company. But with Evelyn as a designer and myself as an operator, we threw ourselves into the building DevTech, which is what it is today. Into what it is today. Threw ourselves into building DevTech into what it is today. The point is, nobody expects us. The point is, nobody expects us to be able to actually learn the company. The point is, nobody expects. The point is, nobody expects us to be able. The point is, Nobody expect us. The point is, nobody expect us to be able to actually run bad company. But with Evelyn as a designer and myself as an operator, we threw ourselves into the building, into what it is today. We threw ourselves. Nobody expected us to be able to actually learn that company, but with Evelyn as designer, but with Evelyn as designer, and myself as an operator, we threw ourselves into the building DiverTech, into what it is today, a world class telecommunication company, bigger than ever. Perfectly positioned, some wrong thing right. Some wrong thing right. Hence this meeting. Let me ask you something. What is the main reason what's the main reason you are all forced underground? Let me ask you something. What is the reason? Let me ask you something. What is the main reason you were all? Let me ask you something. What is the main reason you were all forced underground? You were forced underground. You were forced underground. You were all forced underground. First underground. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. What is the main reason you are all